Hey guys, this is Mel. If you're listening to this, you are about to hear a super special sneak peek of our latest bonus episode, but fair warning, this is just a sneak peek, don't hurt us. It's totally optional to subscribe, but if you're interested, you can check out our Patreon by searching Significant Lovers Patreon online. Hope you enjoy.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray?
Next thing on the docket, Mel.
So I actually had a significant friendship update.
Ooh.
Is that okay?
Interesting. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure.
So I wanted to talk about someone who's come up on the show a couple times who we've never actually covered in an episode, which is Disney Channel star Ashley Tisdale.
Oh,
and
okay.
I've been meaning to text you guys. I've been meaning to text you guys this, but I was like, let me save it for the episode.
Ooh.
So she's come up in the past because we've covered Vanessa Hudgens, who dated Zac Efron and also dated Austin Butler. And in both of those relationships, Ashley was a little shady. After Vanessa and Zac broke up, Ashley was photographed kind of cozying up to Zac on the beach and like doing piggyback rides in bikinis. And then after Vanessa and Austin Butler broke up, Ashley was always like, he's my best friend. Like, oh my gosh, like we're best friends. And it seemed like that led to her and Vanessa no longer being close friends. Just kind of weird of Ashley. But so she recently published an article for The Cut.
She did.
And she did, Ashley Tisdale.
My gosh. Also, The Cut. I feel like there are always interesting love and relationship articles on The Cut that we can talk about. Anyway.
I know. I just got the free trial just to read the article.
Oh, no way.
Is
Wow.
not the best written, but it's called Breaking Up with My Toxic Mom Group. I Thought I Found My Village. Instead, I was in high school. And she writes about how she joined a mom group of successful Hollywood women who have young kids soon after the pandemic. And it was organized by one of her good friends with mutual friends in the group. And at first she thought she found her village of people who she could share tips with about being a mom. And it seems like this group included Hilary Duff, Mandy Moore, and Meghan Trainor, of just like celebrities that we know, among other people, based off of pictures on Instagram.
Wow.
But then she writes in the article that she started feeling like an outsider when she saw things that she wasn't invited to on Instagram, like pictures of them hanging out without her. Or like at one outing, she said she was sat at the end of the table during dinner.
She means seated at the end of the table. Like someone said, oh, this is your seat, Ashley? Or
I don't know. Like maybe like but also it's like
someone
being
had to
the end. Yeah, someone has to be at the end of the table. But she said she tried not to take it personally, but then remembered the early days of being in the group and someone else was being excluded. And she said, even though it had been decades since 10th grade, the experience of being left out felt so similar. Back then, I would have quietly retreated and avoided confrontation because I wasn't confident enough to speak up for myself, hoping to be invited back and ready to pretend nothing ever happened if I was. But I'm not in high school anymore. I'm a mom. And it's because I'm a mom that I couldn't stay quiet. I kept thinking, are we supposed to be teaching our kids to speak up for themselves when their feelings are hurt? When they get left out on the playground, aren't we supposed to teach kids to include each other? I knew that I had to speak up for myself just like I would want my daughter to. So that's exactly what I texted to the group after being left out from yet another group hang. This is too high school for me and I don't want to take part in it anymore. It didn't exactly go over well. Some of the other friends tried to smooth things over. One sent flowers, then ignored me when I thanked her for them. Another tried to convince me that everyone assumed I had been invited to gatherings and hadn't shown up. Then why didn't anyone ever ask where I was? I wondered. To be clear, I have never considered the moms to be bad people, maybe one, but I do think our group dynamic stopped being healthy and positive for me anyway. And then in the last paragraph, she writes about how this is a topic that she's been writing about on her blog and how so many people have reached out to her to thank her for being so brave for talking about this.
Whoa.
But so quickly people were like connecting the dots and were like, oh, you're talking about Hilary Duff and Mandy Moore because like you don't follow them on Instagram anymore. But they're both very beloved people, and people were also connecting. It seems like Ashley might have different politics from Mandy and Hilary, who are very vocal about being liberal. But then her representative quickly denied that to TMZ and said it was actually a different mom group. But it seems like it was the same mom group.
Another mom group? How could you be in two?
Yeah, how many mom groups are you in?
I think she just said that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
No.
Because then Hilary Duff's husband posted on an Instagram story where he spoofed the article headline with a parody headline that said, "Mom group tell all through a father's eyes. When you're the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth, other moms tend to shift focus to their actual toddlers."
Whoa.
My God.
I know. And then there were blind items coming out that it had to do with Mandy Moore. Her family had lost their home in the California fires last year in January. And then they moved in with Hilary Duff for a little bit, and the other moms were like helping her out. And at that same time, Ashley had just posted a new expensive beach house, and all she could talk about was her beach house and was bragging about it and posting a lot about it on social media. And so then the group just like started to distance themselves from her afterwards because they found her annoying.
I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of, if she did do that, that is tone deaf. And yeah, if someone's going through a really hard time, like a tragedy, you don't forget when someone isn't really reading the room and says stuff like that, you know? So
Yes.
But
But I had a question for you guys
Oh.
in relation to this, which is if you have a friend who you don't really like or connect with in your friend group, what's the best way to deal with that? Like, if you don't like them, like, are you obligated to still include them in the social hangouts? Like, how, or do you tell them, like, hey, you're out of the group, or do you just, like, silently try to distance yourself?
I have broken up with friends before in the past, but it's been more like it's more that I've stopped going to the group and let the others, like, if they enjoy each other's company and it's just me that kind of has a problem with someone, I'm just gonna step out. Like, I'm not gonna like try and purposely kick someone else out if they're fine, but I just don't get along with them, you know? So I've kind of stepped out of a few groups because of that. So, and just been friends individually with the other people, but then just not joined their group hangs.
yeah, I'm so bad at that. I don't think I've ever like proactively broken up with a friend. And I've been the last person in a group to keep in touch with the person that others don't like. I don't know if I've been in a situation. I don't know if I've been in a situation where I was the only one who disliked somebody or something. Like, I don't know what I would do in that scenario. Oftentimes, this sounds really mean, but oftentimes there is one person that kind of everyone agrees has some problems or is causing drama or something. I feel like I haven't experienced it too much where I'm like, I'm the only one who doesn't like somebody. It's really tough. Sometimes I do think just kind of stepping back and fading away is the nicest thing to do, even though it might sound nice to just be direct.
When you're direct, you burn bridges. Like, being like, just so you know, like, we're not going to be inviting you anymore. That sounds more high school than just being like, this person doesn't naturally fit with the group, so we're going to, like, you know, maybe in the future we'll invite them, but, like, we're not in the mood to see her.
So true, Mel. Like, I mean, if we're talking about literally high school, which actually Tisdale's comparing it to, I feel like there were some people I didn't get along with, but I didn't really tell them, or people I didn't really like. Years passed. Now I'd be happy to talk to them, like, whatever. We never had like a big fight or anything. So I feel like if you do say like, I don't like you, like, that completely closes off the possibility of ever talking. Or what if you run into them? I don't know. But
yeah, exactly.
It's tough because it does suck to feel like people are ignoring you. It's very painful. So
I bet if they did say to Ashley, like, we don't like you, she would write the same articles. There probably is no good way about going about it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, obviously she probably was the toxic person in the friend group because she's writing the article in the first place. You're the one like who's like trying to expose the other moms. Like, it's kind of a natural thing that happens in life where it's like,
it is.
You're not really vibing, and
yeah.
Alright, I'm sorry, I will have to stop the teaser right there. If you'd like to hear the rest of the episode, plus many more bonus episodes, find Significant Lovers on patreon.com or the Patreon app. If you use Apple or Spotify or other apps like that, it can integrate right within the platform. It's only $5 a month, less than a cup of coffee in most places, for 2 extra episodes and many hours of research, fun, love stories, and learning per month. So we'll see you on Patreon, and we'll get back together next week.